The genetic memory has a certain level of significance till you're 21 years of age. At 21 years of age, something very fundamental changes in the system, that the genetic memory becomes less dominant, it just starts playing minimal role. Many parents are surprised how the children who were so attached to them just some time ago, suddenly they cross 21 years of age, suddenly they cannot relate the same way with their parents simply because their genetic memory becomes at a lowered scale of function once 21 years of age is over. This is nature's way of building up a kind of a safety mechanism for our growth, because a human child doesn't come like other animals. Other animals, 90% of what they should be is already fixed by their genetics. Only 10% of evolution in their lifetime, that too they can either exploit it or not. But with a human being, only 10% is fixed, 90% is left to individual human being. Because of this, the early stage of development for a human child is much more fragile, needs much more atmosphere, needs much more nurture, because 90% has to be created, only 10% is already there as a standard. So, by 21 years of age, your genetic influence would have come down significantly unless you are very unnaturally attached to your parent age, either because they have too much wealth or or because they're very dominant, or because you admire them too much, whatever. Otherwise, the genetic influence will come down naturally. So after that, the karmic influence is a much bigger influence than the genetic influence. When we say karmic influence, we should not… because there is this wrong perception that karma means it was only talking about something that comes from elsewhere from another life or whatever. It's not like that. From this morning, from the time you got up to this moment, your body is doing its own physical karma, mind is doing its mental karma, emotion is doing its emotional karma, energy is doing energetic karma. Every moment, in wakefulness and sleep it's happening. But let us take into account only the wakefulness. From the moment you got up till now, how much of these four aspects of karma have you performed consciously? If you look at it, I don't want to ask you the question, I would normally ask, but with you are all doctors, I won't ask you the question, I will just say this, you please analyze this yourself. Not even 1%, way below 1% is what you're conscious of. Everything else is happening unconsciously. Or in other words, instead of using the unconscious word, which is a kind of a negative word, let's say you're happening automatically. You're happening automatically because of the karmic memory. You have so much memory that you don't have to really think. You don't have to think how to eat. See, when the first time as a child, eating was such a big thing, especially Indian food, it was falling all over you. But today, very efficiently you eat, but you don't think exactly how to hold the food, what to do, because this memory has been built up with your karma. Karma means action. These four dimensions of action are always building things up to make life easier for you, not to entangle you. So it's a web of karma that you create. But when you create a web, you must have a certain, you must have some kind of a solvent that you don't get stuck in it.